She said that you hit someone with your car.
It's not a big deal.
Danny, you ran someone over. That's a big deal.
All right, Sistas fans, in the end credit trailer for the next episode, we have Preston, confronting Danny about the Jonah situation. And when he goes, she told me you hit someone with your car. And I'm assuming that this is the landlady or property manager of Danny's apartment, because I'm thinking to myself, I don't think Preston is going to interact with any of the other sisters between, the time where Danny is at her job to when she gets back home to the apartment. We know that Q is going to ask her out for drinks, and it's likely she's going to decline and then come home. And then, that's when Preston asked her about the situation. And then Danny goes, it's no big deal. And, some people are quick to call out, like, Danny is always one to run her mouth about another person's business, to really call them out when they aren't being, true to themselves or others. But she always, drags her feet when it comes to Preston. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's very true. But we're in season 5 and we kind of know that that's how all the women are. Like, they can run their mouth and they can call out another person on their BS. But when it comes to their own shit, they ain't never got it together. I'm numb to it by now. We already know how this goes. But the fact that I want to be mad about her saying it's not a big deal, but I'm guessing that's because she doesn't want to address it. But here's something I would like to know. Is she going to tell the truth about what went down? Like, hey, I went on this date when you were out of town and, I brought him here. Things took a turn for the worse. He spat on me, called me out of my name, and then he hit me. And I went outside, went after him, and then, I ran him over. Why do they keep saying that? Ran him over my car. And there are a lot of questions with that. Was there any police report filed? Of course, we know there wasn't, but that was just a messy ass storyline. It really was. It was definitely just executed poorly. But overall, I'm wondering if Preston's going to ask, is the reason you want me to stay here again because you're afraid he's going to come back and you have me around for protection? That's what I hope gets asked, but I highly doubt it, because we do know in the following episode, he's going to say, I want you to marry me. And I'm like, the fuck? So yeah, it seems like Danny may or may not come clean about the Jonah situation to Preston. But the thing is, yet again, Tyler Perry has written these characters, the males specifically. Robin letting Andy borrow $1.5 million to get a friend out of jail because he wants to get back in her good graces. Preston wanting to marry a woman who's all about the hot girl summer, is uncertain about, wanting to be with him or just one person in general. Aaron sticking around. Okay, this isn't unrealistic in terms of a man wanting to father a child that isn't his, or at least co-parent. But with all the stuff that Karen has said to him, like, I don't want this to be your baby. We don't know each other well enough. I'm sorry we ever had sex. Just the way she's basically been shitting on him and he still sticks around is ridiculous. It's just, the list goes on. I don't even know anymore. I just hate the fact that, and like I said, I don't want to go full in on Danny about the whole Jonah thing about it's not a big deal because she's being, passive about it. And when it really was a big deal. Maybe this is the beginning of the conversation. Maybe they'll have a deep conversation. So I don't want to be too harsh on her. But to say it's not a big deal. And I don't know. Maybe it's because Tyler doesn't think it's a big deal. It was just a shocking thing for a cliffhanger / beginning of a next episode. Danny dodges a major bullet by not going to prison. And that's that. But will Jonah show up again? We'll have to wait and see. But thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I think Preston, I know people love Destin. I used to love them, but Tyler just messed up Danny's character so much, and Preston to an extent with the whole Mindy crap about the girl back home that wants to marry him. I think he damaged these two far too much for them to reconcile, in my opinion. The only way this could work is if Danny does some soul searching and does what none of these other sisters do, which is apologize. And go from there. So let's talk about it more in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.